Christ is risen. Alleluia, alleluia.
On this sixth Sunday of Easter, let's take our bearings and navigate our faith together, trusting God to guide our hearts along the journey of everyday life. Today, we're exploring the readings for the sixth Sunday of Easter. Whether you've been a practicing Catholic your whole life, are just starting to explore the faith, or simply curious about these ancient texts, I'm glad you're here. The heart of our reflection today is a beautiful promise that even in a world that can feel lonely or confusing, we're never truly alone. We're going to talk about the Holy Spirit, the true meaning of hope, and how love is much more than just a feeling, it's an action. Let's start with a story from the early church in the book of Acts. We see a man named Philip preaching in a place called Samaria. People were being healed, and there was a lot of joy, but something was missing. The Bible tells us that while these people had been baptized, they hadn't yet received the Holy Spirit in His fullness. So the apostles Peter and John traveled there and laid their hands on them. Only then did they receive the Spirit. For Catholics, this is a foundational moment for what we call the sacrament of confirmation. Think of it this way. If baptism makes us children of God, like receiving a passport to a new country, then confirmation is the special strength we're given to actually live and thrive in that country. It's the moment our faith moves from something we received to something we actively carry out into the world. Now, living out that faith isn't always easy. St. Peter, in his letter to the early Christians, gave them some advice that is just as relevant today. He told them to always be ready to explain the reason for their hope. But here's the catch. He says to do it with gentleness and reverence. In our world today, it's so easy to get into arguments or be defensive about what we believe. But Peter reminds us that the way we share our faith is just as important as the message itself. Our hope isn't based on being right. It's based on the fact that Christ suffered for us to lead us back to God. When we stay gentle, even when others are harsh, we show that our hope is rooted in something much deeper than a debate. In the Gospel of John, Jesus makes a profound promise. He says, "I will not leave you as orphans." He promises to send an advocate. The original word used here is paraclete, which literally means someone called to your side. Think of an advocate like a dedicated coach, a wise mentor, or even a spiritual GPS. Jesus knew that following Him would be a challenge, so He sent the Holy Spirit to be our internal source of energy and truth. Jesus also says something very practical. He says, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." Notice that He doesn't say, "If you love me, you'll feel warm and fuzzy." He links love directly to action. Think about a marriage or a close friendship. You don't just say you love someone, you act in ways that respect them and deepen your bond. Following God's commandments isn't about following a set of rigid rules. It's about making a home for God in our hearts through the way we live. So what does this look like in our daily lives? Here are a few ways to put this into practice moving forward. First, prepare your reason for hope. Take just a few minutes today to think, why do I believe? What has God done for me? If someone asked you tomorrow why you have hope, try to have a simple 2-minute answer ready, one that is gentle and reverent. Second, practice the commandments as acts of love. Pick one commandment this week, like honor your father and mother, or thou shalt not bear false witness. Instead of seeing it as a rule, do it specifically as a gift of love to Jesus. Third, invite the advocate into your morning. Before you check your phone or start your coffee, try a simple prayer. Holy Spirit, be my advocate today. Give me the strength to love and the wisdom to see the truth. And finally, choose gentleness. Sometime this week, when someone disagrees with you or maligns you, that is, speaking ill of you this week, instead of getting defensive, make a conscious effort to respond with gentleness and reverence. This isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign that you are powered by the Spirit. In summary, the central message of these readings is that we are never alone in our journey of faith because Jesus has given us the Holy Spirit as our advocate and helper. This Spirit, received in a special way through the laying on of hands, confirmation, empowers us to live out the commands of Jesus not as burdens, but as joyful expressions of our love for Him. By sanctifying Christ as Lord in our hearts, we are called to be people of hope who can explain our faith to others with profound gentleness and respect. To apply this today, strive to respond to any criticism or conflict this week with quiet reverence and gentleness, showing that your hope is rooted in the life of the Spirit rather than the approval of the world.